The Pawnee tribe migrated from what is now Texas to the Red River area of Oklahoma and to the Arkansas River area of southern Kansas, and also along the North Platte River in Nebraska. The tribe was split into 4 bands: the Chowee, Kitcahawkee, Pirahawaida, and Skeety. The Skeety tribe lived farther north to what is now Nebraska. The bands were eventually forced together because of the western expansion of the United States. Today, the Pawnee have 28,000 acres of reservation known as Pawnee County in Oklahoma. The Pawnees were spiritual people and worshipped Tirawahut, an all-powerful being in the universe. They were primarily agricultural people that harvested corn, beans, pumpkins, and squash. After American settlers introduced the Pawnee to horses, they began to hunt buffalo, but only twice a year. The tribe had sacred bundles that contained religious tools and other items used in other rituals and ceremonies. It was confirmed that the Pawnee tribe did partake in human sacrifice during their morning star ritual. The Pawnee people believed that worshipping the universe and nature would bring them food, long life, and prosperity. Shrines were the center of Pawnee rituals. Things like star constellations, mother corn, the buffalo, and other things in nature all had sacred meanings to the Pawnee tribe. The Pawnee people spoke a language called Nawa. The men of the Pawnee tribe were mainly divided into 3 groups of doctors, priests, and hunters. The women had similar roles to what most frontier women had: cooking, cleaning, and caring for children. Adult women did most of the labor, while the younger girls learned from them, and the older women would care for the children. The men of the tribes would shave their heads except for a small patch on their forehead representing a horn. A breech cloth and moccasins were 2 articles of clothing that had to be worn. The women wore their hair in 2 braids down the back of their head, and their faces were oftentimes painted red. They wore moccasins, leggings, and a robe. After marriage, the husband would live with the wife's family, and polygamy was a common. The Pawnees were relatively friendly people and were considered allies with the United States, assisting them with a range of battles and wars. As an act of defending their land, in 1720, the Pawnees took out explorer Pedro de Vallsur, who led 40 Spaniards to the Pawnee villages in an effort to escape from French traders. The Pawnee tribe played a huge role in the creation of the Bureau of Indian Affairs to protect their rights against the United States in 1824. In 1865, Indians were starting to be forced out of their homelands and onto reservations because of western expansion. The Pawnee were included in this Indian Removal Act, but did not go without a fight. Despite the numerous treaties the Pawnees had with the United States, the country still took them off their land and moved them to a reservation. In 1709, the Pawnees were able to be enslaved in Canada. In 1720, the Pawnees defeated Vallsur expedition in a battle. In 1803, almost the entire Pawnee nation was killed off by a smallpox epidemic. In 1818, Pawnee made the first treaty with the United States to settle any conflicts caused by the War of 1812. In 1825, the Pawnees agreed to give power to the United States and gave their government the freedom to make adjustments as needed. In 1833, the Pawnees ceded their land to the United States south of the Platte River in Nebraska. In 1838 was the last reported Pawnee human sacrifice. In 1857, Pawnee's land north of the Platte River was given to the government, besides a strip on the Loup River, which became reservation land. In 1874, the population had risen back up to 2,000 people after a smallpox epidemic and relocated to Oklahoma. In 1890, the Pawnee tribe got involved with the Ghost Dance movement, and in 1892, the Pawnee became U.S. citizens for the first time. By the early 1900s, the Pawnee started to become soldiers in the United States Army. In 1936, the Pawnee Business Council was created. In 1964, the Pawnee Nation was awarded $7,316,097 for land ceded to the United States in the previous century. The Spanish were not the only thing brought to the United States that negatively affected the Pawnees. The smallpox caused an epidemic within the Pawnee tribe in 1803 which nearly wiped out the entire population. A person that played a big role in the Pawnee tribe was LaRue Chuck Alashar, who was also known as the Sun Chief, who died in the Canyon Massacre against the Lakota tribe. To this day, the descendants of the Pawnee tribe live in Pawnee County, Oklahoma. They are about 3,250 members strong and have their own land and government. Today they speak English and belong to the Catholic religion. They have their own government, constitution, and even a casino called the Pawnee Nation Casino Trading Post, located on their reservation in Pawnee County, Oklahoma.